Brighton had like one or two. That's good. Enjoy it. It's good. Wild down here. Rosie, making a documentary. Are you all right with your water? Yeah. She's all right with the water. Okay, so basically the reason why Rosie and I made this documentary, I know a few of you have heard this before, but we wanted to have the opportunity to tell these people's stories using our platform, because we believe that, as you guys know, we overshare quite a lot online, and we wanted to give other people the opportunity to do the same. And we thought, you know, these people have such empowering stories. I'm sure some of you actually resonated with quite a few of them. And we wanted to give them the opportunity to get them out there, because we believe that, you know, not only the LGBTQ plus community should be listening, but everybody should be listening. And this is exactly why we want to produce content like this, because no one really is doing it. And that was our main kind of drive as to why we made this documentary. And the reason we wrote the book was for the money. No kidding. Kind of. But the reason we wrote the book is because, you know, we keep our YouTube channel very kind of light-hearted, and we use it as a way for people to kind of like escape their kind of everyday hard lives and have that kind of like 5 to 10 minutes of you know, bants, as they call it. But with the book, we wanted to take that opportunity to be a bit more honest, which is why the feedback that we've had so far has been so great, especially with the mental health chapter, which is, you know, we really went for it. So that's the reason why these two projects are kind of like one in the same. It's all about sharing, it's all about honesty, and it's all about a book advance. So, Rosie, what was the biggest thing you took away from making this documentary?
That's a loaded question, Rose.
As serious as we can right now.
I'm really proud of the documentary, because we had a lot of setbacks while we were filming it and creating it. We had difficulties with some male egos, and it was just a tough thing, and it was sensitive stories that we wanted to tell right. We'd never made a documentary before. We had to work with lots of other people because we couldn't do every single thing. And I think that it was a huge learning curve. And honestly, I'm quite proud of it, because I think something I took away from it was actually we do know what we're doing, and we know the message we want to put out there, and I think we managed to portray that and convey the message, that we want. Thank you. Good.
She got you.
You got my back. So I'm just proud, and I'd like to continue our journey in documentary making and to go on step further.
So would I. I'm gonna let people ask questions, because, you know, we could rant on forever. But anybody who's got a question, do raise your hands, because Dave is around. He's in a bright yellow t-shirt tonight, so I can see him. And obviously, you know, we'll answer pretty much anything. So go for it. Hello.
Hi.
So I've been in a relationship for the last 2 years, but I really struggled to hold my girlfriend's hand in public. I wondered if you had any advice on how to just be a bit more confident and proud.
It's a tough one. I'd say baby steps, really, because I was in that boat a few years ago, and it can be kind of, depending on where you are and your circumstance, it can be a little bit like uncomfortable at times. I'd say at the end of the day, life's too short to give a fuck, isn't it? It is though, isn't it? And if you don't live your authentic self, what are you doing? For whose benefit? Other people's? Who cares? Like, really? I mean, I think you've got to judge a situation as long as you're safe, and, you know, you're not, silly in the face of what could be a potentially dangerous situation. I'd say that if you're just worried about people's judgments, that they just mutter or whatever, just think, oh, fuck off. You know? Because really, honestly, you haven't got time to worry about it. You've just got to live your life, haven't you? Because I'm not being funny, but as Charlotte's story would, you know, say, you haven't got a lot of time, really. Life is so short. And if there's anything that I have got from Charlotte's story, it is live in the present, take these little moments and seize it, you know. Yeah.
And also look at Aaron and Danny as well. They did it. They were very scared, and I think that's because of the generation they were brought up in as well, and the area they were living in, and how their family has reacted to them. And I think they had a lot of fear as well, but they did it. They went out there and they were kissing in public, and they were like, you know what, we need to do this. And never put yourself in danger, but I think go out there and do it. Just do it.
Let's go for it. Next question. Great question.
Hiya.
Hello.
Fantastic documentary, by the way, absolutely brilliant. But so me and my lovely partner here, we study screenwriting at the University of Worcester.
Nice. Massive. Love it. Yeah, go on.
And, obviously we write TV and film together. We're a working partnership.
Love it.
and we fall out over creative differences. And I'm just wondering how you two deal with it. And like, do you have arguments? Do you, throw things?
I'm going to let Rose take this one.
I don't think we argue too much about work, really. We don't argue that much anyway.
No.
I don't feel like work is a big thing. I think the most important thing is if someone has a creative idea, if there are ways of being like, maybe that's not the one that we go in the direction of this time. I think that's ways of letting people down.
Quite miscondescending. That's a very good idea.
I think that's just ways of saying without being like, well, that's a shit idea, isn't it? I'm going to use that. But other than that, I don't think it's really...
No, I think you're right. I think communicating is very good and listening to the other person, or at least pretending like you're listening. Oh, that's great. Perhaps maybe on another project that would be great.
Yeah.
And then that person would be like, oh yeah, that's great. Thanks for taking that on board. It's like, great, yeah, all right. So I do think that it is just like about communicating and being polite, honestly.
And celebrating each other's strengths as well.
Yes,
like,
definitely.
you're really good at this. I need your help on this thing. This is great.
Yeah, yes. Know your strengths.
Yes.
That's definitely good advice. So yeah, cool. All right, next question.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Alice for The Guardian. So obviously you guys are on camera a lot of the time, you spend your lives in front of the camera. How did it feel being in front of a full-on camera crew and going on a long trip, having your camera crew walk into you in bed in the morning kind of thing?
The same.
Yeah, we're doing really fast. We love the cameraman as well. The cameraman who walked in our bedroom in the morning is a really good friend of ours now.
He's also
called
the
Jay.
director.
He's the director. He's gay as well. He's lovely. He's amazing. And yeah, he told us the night before. He said, "I'm going to come in your room in the morning." And me and Rose were like, "Okay, we'll get up early and like look a bit better." And then we set an alarm, and then we're like, "No, that's fine."
It was different though. It was different in the sense that the hardest part was relinquishing control over the whole thing, because obviously, like as YouTubers, we do everything, sort of like filming, editing, post-production, whatever. Makes it sound really professional, doesn't it? So the hardest bit was just letting other people do their jobs the way that they should have done them, and that was also difficult because especially with the editing process, when Rosie mentioned about the battle of male egos, that was really difficult because we had a few. I'm not anti-men, you guys. I'm not. But we had a select few men who really tried to tell us how to make this documentary from their television editing experience, and it got really hard. It was like talking to a wall. I was like, and Rosie was like, let's just try it our way. And if you're right, that's absolutely fine. And he was like, this is going to be the biggest mistake you make. And I was like, in life or in the film? And he was really adamant, and that was really difficult. So I think the hardest part of the whole process is allowing people to just go and trusting people to do it right. And there were many occasions where we felt like actually we're very confident in our own abilities, and you kind of assume that everybody in the professional industry are professional and can do it really well. No. So, if anything, we've come out of this slightly more confident in ourselves, haven't we?
Way more confident.
How arrogant am I? We're great. No, great question. Thank you, Guardian. Next question. Hello.
When you first realised that you weren't straight, how did you expect your relationships when you were older to play out?
So I didn't think I'd be with a woman when I was older because even though I knew that I like men and women, I had no role model, like nobody I knew, anyone at all who was gay together, older, not even two guys. I didn't have that to know that it could happen kind of thing. And it wasn't on the TV really at the time. Now it's in like Hollyoaks and Emmerdale and all of them. Tapping at 10.
Most of them die though.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, so I just didn't think I'd be with a woman. And then so it was actually, I think the people who affected me, not that I have favourites because I don't, but I think something that really affected me the most was meeting Anne and Danny, because I was like, oh my God, this is like a kind of like looking into the future, because they were so like me and Rose. Their dynamic, there was like a Rose and a Rosie, and just the way they interacted with each other and going into the home and stuff. And I was like, this is what it's going to be like when I'm older. And that was like, I don't know, because I don't know what it's going to be like when we're older.
it's going to be fine.
Scares me.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same. But no, I agree. I think that growing up, I didn't have any representation really apart from Willow and Tara and Buffy, and again, Tara died. So that was kind of my story arc. But no, there wasn't really much. And I never really thought about my relationships in the future going forward. I just thought that I just hoped that there would be an opportunity to just fall in love with someone and it'd be okay. Do you know what I mean? And but no, I didn't really have any representation or anything to kind of look up to. I didn't really think about it a lot. But I guess it's even harder for you because there was even less bisexual representation in the media, especially back then.
Yeah.
So,
but we did write like a chapter in the book about the future. So if you haven't read that yet,
promo.
That's what we think it's going to be like.
Wig.
That's just we can buy them tonight at the gig. You're wearing the t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, obviously, so Dave. Hello.
As an aspiring entertainer of the comic variety, I was wondering how you back yourselves to sort of go in front of an audience, whether virtual or physical, and just be like, no, I actually am funny. Hopefully I'll get at least some laughs. How do you sort of back yourself to just be like, yeah, no, I can do this?
That's a really good question because Rosie and I still don't know.
It's really, really hard because when we did our tour last year, which I think went really well, everyone was really happy, everyone I asked about said I loved it, but we did the UK and then we had a bit of a break before we went to America. So when we did our first show in America, oh, we get really bad stage fright, really bad. I got really angry with myself that I put myself in this position because obviously there's some YouTubers that, and it's absolutely fine and they make a great career, like they just stay making videos each week and that's what they do. And we were like, let's push ourselves, let's write a book, let's film a documentary, let's do a tour, like a stage show. And then I got to, I think, was it Seattle where I had my breakdown? Yeah. And I was just so angry and I was like, I'm giving it all up. I'm going to give up YouTube. I'm never going to do this ever again. Because I was like, it's not worth how nervous and stage frighty and disgusting I feel. And I was just like locked myself in the bathroom and I was like, okay, it's over. Like I can't remember, I had like a famous quote. I upset Dave.
Like, why do I put myself
I was like, I'm not doing it again,
Dave.
It's never happening. We're here now. I think you do grow in confidence. You just got to do it, and you've got to face your fear.
There's no escaping the nerves, though, is there?
No.
I was really nervous tonight. I get nervous every time we do something. Like really nervous.
It doesn't get better. Honestly,
but
it's quite horrible going like. So this is like nearly 3 weeks we're on tour, and every day.
It's not that gloomy, Rosie.
It's like you have the horrible, you feel horrible, but then when you meet everyone and everyone's so nice and you enjoy it, and then that's like extreme highs, and then but in the dressing room you're like, ugh.
I think you just got to go through the nerves though. I think it's just a process, and I think I'd be more worried if I wasn't nervous because I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to be on my game. Because,
yeah, it means we care. We get nervous because we care about you guys and we want you to enjoy it, and we're like, will you enjoy it? I hope you like it and stuff. You know, we're not just like complacent. But it will get better, and you have to go through it. But even all the greats get stage shock. Well, this guy isn't great, but Robbie Williams is terrible. He like throws up before he goes on stage and stuff. So you just have to just believe in yourself.
Just push yourself constantly. Yeah. Okay, cool. Next question.
Hello.
Hello.
At the beginning of your documentary, it says for Anne. Who is Anne, and why did you dedicate it to her?
Yeah. So Anne and Danny, who you saw, the two slightly older couple, about 9 weeks after we filmed, Anne passed away. And it was really very upsetting, actually. And we dedicated the whole thing to her because she'd finally got to a place in her life where she felt comfortable with being kind of like openly in a relationship with the same sex. And we were really, really proud of her. And obviously, poor Danny, you know, she's on her own now, and she was with Anne for 20 years. So it was a huge shock to us, wasn't it? But we've still talked to Danny a lot, and I'm really excited to show her the documentary because we captured some lovely moments with her and Anne. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, it was really sad.
I'm just glad we got to tell her story.
But again, it's like this is why you have to just constantly live in the present and not care what people think, you know? So it's just testament to that, isn't it? Next question, thank you.
Hi, sorry, I had to write this down.
Hi. Push yourself.
Yeah.
Broken.
When you're having a bad day or week or month, what makes you pick up the camera and say, I need to share this with people, people will find this helpful?
I think with every experience, if we have a platform where we can reach a lot of people, then I think Rosie and I have always been very keen to use it for a greater good in some way. Because, you know, we've been through some really shit times, you know, both of us, which we do explain a little bit more about in the book. Buy it. And and I think that, you know, I'm not shading other YouTubers, Amy Ordman, but I think that, you know, there is, and I don't even kind of, I'm not criticising them for it, but, you know, a lot of YouTubers that do this for a living, they see a spawn, they see an ad, they think, right, I'll take the money, this is great, I'm hot right now, I'm just going to make the most of it, and fair play to them, seize that moment. But for Rosie and I, it's never really been about that, because we started YouTube, we were quite lucky in the sense that we fell into it, and our relationship organically manifested online in a very natural, real way. So we've never really been in it for the best fiend spawn. I've always felt like we've done it for an authentic and the right reasons. And also, I think that something that we've really learned by touring and doing all these projects like the documentary is our audience is so loyal and so great, and we're so engaged with you guys because we've probably been through similar ups and downs, I'd imagine, that we've got such a good connection. And I just feel like I'd hate to abuse that online for the sake of anything else. So in a time where we're feeling particularly shit, we try to wrap up those negative emotions into some kind of brighter side, which is kind of like the heart of our channel, really, isn't it? Sort of like going into topics that are slightly more serious, but kind of like wrapping them up and being kind of more positive about it. Like Charlotte's story, like Erin's story, you know, these people have really great hurdles and challenges they face all the time, and we wanted to show that and represent it fairly, but also say, well, you know what though, look at their attitudes, what an inspiration, you know. And I guess we're inspired too and want to do exactly the same thing on YouTube. Great answer. That's really good, thank you. Next question.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I want to know is what's Maltese up to these days?
Ew. Like, it's really funny because she actually makes my parents in the audiobook. You should buy it. She actually came out of nowhere in the audiobook. We were like, what is going on? Remember the end with the accents?
I remember.
There you go. So anyway, she's recording her audiobook apparently. She should write her own book. She's got a lot of
She
skills.
should.
Thank you. Next question. Hello.
Hi. I was just wondering if you have any tips for like coming out to like your parents and stuff.
So we write a lot about this in the book. Yeah. So I think first of all, there's no rush to tell anyone anything ever, and I really liked what Rose said in the book about how when she realised she was gay, she didn't need to tell anyone straight away because she was like, I don't need to. There's no need. Like I can just want to just be happy with myself and live with that for a sec. And then when you get to the point when it's time to tell people, you have to give people time. Like they might react perfectly fine. Like, you know, it might go amazingly, or even they might not, like, it might not even be a big deal. But if there is, if it doesn't go exactly how you want it to go, Rose and I have first-hand experience that people's minds can change. And Rose's mum at the beginning didn't react the best way, but it didn't come from a negative place. She was worried about things. Some people, and people have different reasons for their reactions as well. You might just see a reaction being, oh, they're homophobic, oh, they don't approve, but it might not be that. There might be so much running through their mind. They might be like, oh, how did I not know? Or, oh, how is their life going to be okay?
Yeah.
Are people going to be mean to them? Are they going to get a job? Like, are they going to experience homophobia? Oh, am I going to have grandchildren? Like, there's so many things that you've got to give them time to adjust to because you've had time to work out yourself. So I'd say give it time. And then I also think that if you want to do it the super safe way, you could not be there and just write a letter, which is probably what I would opt to do.
I think Rose is right. I think a lot of it is just education, and that can be misinterpreted as someone having a really negative reaction. Like my mum, she's not homophobic. She comes to all of our stuff and she's so supportive. But I think, as Rosie said, she was just worried about how the world would treat me as a gay woman more than, oh God, you're such a disappointment and a disgrace to my family. And I kind of understand that now. I didn't understand it at the time. I just thought, oh God, you don't love me unconditionally. You know, this is awful news. But again, like, you know, like Rosie said, you've had the time to kind of get to that place where you kind of accept yourself, which is the first thing you've got to do. And then you've got to kind of allow friends and family to kind of get to that point as well, a little bit to a certain extent, because you know you're expecting their reaction to just be perfect straight away. So there needs to be kind of a mutual respect. But again, I'd say, you know, like Rosie said, the most important thing is really just to be okay with yourself, isn't it, and getting to that point, because you are the one that's the most important, and other people, even though it's lovely to feel accepted and safe and loved, that will all come, but it has to come from you first. So that's what I would say. Yeah. Cool. Next question. Great question. I'll allow the applause though. That was like a slow clap. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hello.
I hate the sound of my own voice.
There you are.
Can I just say I adore you both so much. I even tried to find a girl that was from Worcester just because kind of YouTuber. She was so far out my league, I can't even tell you. But I wanted to know, like, did anyone ever put any doubt in your head about the YouTube when you first started it? Like, people that you used to work with or just friends or family in general? Because I've had comments from people, I've got my own YouTube channel and they were like, I don't get it, like, don't give up your day job ever.
Yeah.
You had a few, didn't you?
I definitely had a few people. I think sometimes as well, I think people are really jealous sometimes and will say something to put you down, just to make you feel a bit rubbish about yourself, and it's really hard, but you've got to not listen to it. But yeah, I had a lot of people say stupid stuff to me when I didn't deserve it, you know, wasn't doing anything. And I wasn't showing off or anything.
But it happens even now to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for people to not recognise success if they are, say, jealous, not everybody is, by kind of belittling it and demeaning you a little bit. And it's just like, oh, okay, that's fine, that's kind of your problem. But I think there have been times where friends have kind of acted like they didn't really get it enough to congratulate us to do anything.
And when we were starting out as well, I remember someone like that I knew from Worcester was tweeting saying I was cringe in the videos, which like can really make you think, which we were being, to be fair. I don't know how we got famous, but I don't know how. We look back at our old videos and we're like, what? Yeah. Like, but they were tweeting stuff like that, and it does make you self-doubt. You're like, oh God. Mm-hmm. But if I had listened to them, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Yeah.
And it is so hard though to say, oh yeah, just don't listen to it. Like, obviously it affects you, but you've got to think of the motives of why people are saying the things they do, because honestly, I hate saying it, but most of them were jealous.
Yeah, and you just gotta let people get on with what they want to do. And I was saying this a few nights ago. You know, someone asked a question about university and not knowing what they want to do, and I just think that if you know what you want to do, and if YouTube is one thing you definitely want to do, then just do it. Because I mean, first of all, what's stopping you apart from other people trying to make you not do it? I mean, why? You know? And I just think if you know what you want to do, then have the confidence to do it, because otherwise, you're not doing what you love, and you have to do what you love.
And drop those negative Nancy's.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
You just don't need them.
Drop them.
Thanks, Mom. Next question.
Hey, so if you can't tell, I'm from New Zealand. And,
wow.
Thank you. Well, see me down under. And being so far away, it's quite hard because, like, in the UK, I was brought up here, and you guys have such a big LGBT community, but there we have two prides, and one of them is literally like 200 people big, and the other is probably about this big. So have you ever thought about pushing your entertainment further?
Yes, totally. I think it's always been one thing we wanted to do was sort of travel the world on tour and deliver this kind of like equality, acceptance kind of vibe and message everywhere really that we can. I mean, that's kind of like that's actually probably our primary goal when you think about it, isn't it? Just spreading a positive message everywhere in everything we do, whatever content and medium we do it in, that we make, and just take it to the far reaches as possible. But it's not always easy. There are things that do set you back. I mean, we really want to do a South American tour, and I think we're in talks with promoters and stuff about doing stuff like that. But it's difficult because as soon as you say what your show's about, some people just go quiet on you. So it's tricky. But again, we'll just keep on trying and continue to do what we do. Hope for the best. You could add to that. Okay, next question. Thank you. Great question.
Hi. Hello. Hey. Two questions.
Okay.
One, are we going to get another exposed tour? So you just said you didn't bring one again. Two, how did you record the audiobook without going off on a tangent? Because you guys just shit all the time.
Okay, so number one, I don't know if it would be exposed. I think what me and Rose are trying to do is we want to create, like, especially with the stage show, we wanted to create an amazing thing that was totally unique, and then you come and see it. But if you don't see it, you missed out, and you have to come to the next one if we do a different one. But I think we have ideas, we have plans. Basically, that's all I want to say. I can't reveal too much. But we have plans. We've been discussing them a lot. Yeah.
Because we were talking about pushing ourselves and stuff. Yeah, okay, we shit ourselves when it comes to tour, but we also get such adrenaline
Yeah, we love it.
And we absolutely love it. I remember coming off stage at the end of the US tour, which was such hard work, the travel and everything. It was consecutive every night. It was really rough. But we had such a high in New York, didn't we? We were just like, God, it's great. And I was like, right, next tour. So I definitely think that live shows is something that we're going to explore over the next 12 months.
Live show.
Even bigger and even better and kind of different.
Yeah, different. Well, we loved Exposed. I'm really proud of that. I think it was really good.
The audiobook, it was really difficult.
Yes.
Not to go off on a tangent. We both kept adding jokes in, and I don't know if they're still there.
We added loads of bits in. We just we had a really nice guy who was working with us, and would just say stuff and be like, "Can we put that in?" He'd just be like, "Yeah." So we were like, "Oh, okay." So it kind of went like that. He was just like, "Yeah" to everything. He didn't say no. So we were just. This is how the accents came in, and just kind of. Went a bit crazy. So I think the audiobook's really special. I think it's it's very good. All 5-star reviews. Just saying.
Really? Okay, I think we've got time for a few more questions. Next one. Hello.
Hi. I just want to say I watched your videos before I even knew I was gay. And I loved them. My question is, my girlfriend and I just watched like a compilation video of you two rapping and singing and doing all your songs that are brilliant. And I just wondered if you guys ever watched them. I just revelled in how much people love you.
Do we watch our own compilations?
Do you watch your own compilations made by fans?
All the time. They're like all the romantic ones, and then I cry sometimes. I just watch them and cry. You made our own compilation video.
Rosie.
She deleted it. It was the best one ever.
Calm down. Right?
So good. And she was like, "Look what I made." She showed me, and I was like, "This is incredible." And then she deleted it.
It's because it was before. It was before we were like officially together, and I just thought it would be.
It was amazing.
Well, you didn't say that at the time. You actually all freaked out of commitment, didn't you?
You did that thing like where you think you're reading between the lines, but actually there's nothing there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just you get what you see, and then you just
I panicked and deleted it in a panic. It's a shame. It was a masterpiece.
It was really. It was
Kelly Clarkson Stronger.
Yes, it was.
Such a crescendo. I'll remake it.
I like things like Rosie's laugh. All of them together. I love the compilations.
I watch Camila and Lauren compilations.
Yeah.
I've watched every single one. I really sold myself. Great question. Let's move on. Next question.
I actually need some marriage advice. Okay. My wife is currently not speaking to me because I'm here and she couldn't be here.
Oh.
How do I make her okay?
What you could do, you could buy her our book. Say, you know what, everything that I heard tonight's in the book.
And we could write a message in the book.
Yeah, we could do that. It's a tough one, isn't it? You're quite selfish, aren't you? Good luck. Okay, we've got time for one more question. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
What's the furthest you've ever considered going to get views?
You don't go to get them. You stay in the room. Is that the question? Imagine if you went to get them. Is that what she said? Get views. Did you know that 1 in 4 people have been buying their views?
Yeah,
I'm so happy we're not one of them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so happy.
That's all Amy. That's a really good question. I think that one thing that we've always said, and this is the absolute honest truth, is that we would never mislead, like really mislead and clickbait our audience into thinking that we're going to watch something.
Oh, they didn't mean physically travelling far. What would we do for views?
Yeah. I think clickbait, misleading people. We wouldn't do it. I mean, we might have done it fractionally in the past, but
I don't think we do it because even when we have like a shocking title, like there was like our old titles, like saucepan in my asshole. It's because we said that in the video.
Yeah.
So we were like always writing these crazy titles, but it was actual crazy discussions. Like,
seen that video?
Huh?
Did your mum seen that video?
Probably. She watches all of them. And when I ask her not to.
You're right though. We need to just take an extract of our videos and
we still
use
do.
them. And we still do.
Yeah.
But with clickbait, the difficult thing about YouTube is I believe that Rosie and I make some pretty fun content, and I believe that a lot of people, this might just be me misleading myself, don't see it because we're not pushed up at the top of the algorithm a lot. And there are loads of reasons why. First of all, apparently swearing automatically reduces you from being pushed up to the, so that's a consideration, because even though we would never want to change our content, to a certain extent you do have to play the game bit just to be able to get into people's sub boxes. The YouTube algorithm is a mystery. They keep changing it. They don't tell creators, and it's really fucking annoying. So you've got to kind of like stay on the ball a little bit and go with trends to a certain extent, and especially when you get these huge... What's funny? Oh, she's joking. Are you okay? It's hard when you get these huge creators that do, mislead people to quite a shocking extent, because you automatically have to then compete with that. And it's really annoying, but it's just one of these things that you've just got to kind of do. But Rosie and I have always said that we'll never make content that isn't honest and true to us, because if we then rewatched it in a few weeks and thought, oh, that doesn't make me feel good, that wasn't really what it was supposed to be, that title is misleading, that thumbnail is misleading, I don't think we'd ever do it. And we'd rather just get off the platform altogether if that's what it's going to come to.
Yeah, I don't believe in clickbait because as someone who falls for it all the time, you click on something and it's not what it said it was, and that's really frustrating, and you click off it and then you unsub, and I don't like it, and I don't think anyone likes it. I think if you have to trick your audience into watching stuff and faking stuff and stuff like that, I think you've lost the kind of point. Yeah. So like Rose said, I think we'll always just try and make content that we enjoy, that we know you enjoy, and if it came to it, if you weren't enjoying it and we weren't enjoying it, then we wouldn't be doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. And on that note, I'd just like to say thank you so much for coming, guys. We really want to strive to create content that's really honest and really representative, and just to do all of you guys justice. So thank you so much for coming.